Good morning, everybody. This is Van Hargis with Van Hargis Horsemanship, and it is an absolutely beautiful Saturday morning here in South Texas. And hope you guys had a wonderful Valentine's Day last night. I had a really awesome hot date with my beautiful wife last night. We went to see a local play here in Victoria, and it was just a wonderful play, wonderful talent, all local talent, of course, just wonderful. Really enjoyed it. Hope you guys had an evening that was just as special. And speaking of special, I want to let you guys know that everyone who listens and follows the Ranch Road, as well as the Ride Over Stride, who goes to the clinics and the presentations that we do, you are all very special to us because you allow me to do what I refer to as my spiritual gift. And so I'm very grateful for that. And I'm always telling folks that our gate is always open. And we really mean that. We'd like to invite you guys to come and stay with us. Take some horsemanship stuff with us there at the ranch. And while you're here, just generally just come and hang out. I don't think enough people realize how, number one, beautiful the weather is. Our winter times down here are incredibly mild. So all of you who live in those really cool, colder climates, it would be a great opportunity for you guys to come down, spend some time with us here, kind of get your bones and blood all warmed up and enjoy some good camaraderie and horsemanship stuff with us. But at the same time, if you're ever into history, just so you know, South Texas is just an absolutely beautiful area, not just for the climate, but it's wonderful, enriched with history. I mean, we're always hearing these stories of these big, huge ranches all over the country. Almost every one of the major ranches that were developed north of here was a result of everything that took place here. In other words, the cattle business and everything else all started right down here. The cattle from South Texas being driven north. The other thing is that the history of the Texas history alone is just absolutely amazing. In this region is where so many of the Texas battles that helped us fight for our independence were fought down in this area. And in fact, on our ranch, this is crazy. On our ranch, one day we were digging for a water line, and we were actually digging a water line, and I was kind of running the little digger, and I kept hearing this clunk, clunk sound, and I just assumed that it was rocks. I turned around and looked down into the dirt, and I kind of moved some stuff around, and I can't get back, it was like 7 of these balls that were about yay big were there in that dirt. And I picked them up, and they were just perfectly shaped spheres. I mean, just perfectly. And they were metal. And of course, I get those things, and I'm looking at them, and I'm just amazed by, number one, just how they look and their perfect shapes. And granted, they were a little bit rusty. But then we got them, we clunked them together, knocked some of the rust off, and showed them to my wife. My wife carried them to my father-in-law, and he kind of looked at them too. He's a little bit more of a history buff, and he's kind of looking at them. And long story short, we took them to one of the museums here. Turned out that they were balls that were going into these smaller type cannons that the soldiers would move around. In fact, we're pretty sure that it was the Mexican soldiers that had left these darn things behind, because it was these perfect shaped spheres that fit into their smaller, more mobile type little cannons. And so that's just part of the history. And we found that just here on our ranch. So there's no telling what all else is out here, but we've got La Bahia, which is a great historical area, and Goliad just down the way. Gonzales, was where one of the other major battles were fought, and still a lot of folks down here in South Texas pretty proud of the old banner and the old saying that says, come and take it. And I really think that people who are not from this area would just absolutely love the historic information that you can gain from this area. And we're, of course, tickled to death to show people. Where our ranch is an area of South Texas called Mission Valley, and actually one of the oldest, if not the oldest, mission in the state of Texas was just south here, or just around this area on the Guadalupe River. And in fact, the area still exists. The mission itself has recently moved, or I say recently, was later moved to a more strategic area, still on the Guadalupe, but on a little bit of a rise of a hill, so that it was a little bit more strategic for them. But it was still here in this area, and we would love to show that to you guys. So just know, in our appreciation, our gate is always open to you, and we would love for you guys to come down. If you'd like more information about this, just inquire with my wife. Of course, her name is Melanie. She can be reached at info@vanhargis.com, or you can just messenger her or message us on Facebook. Anyway, nonetheless, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And as always, thank you for joining me on the Ranch Road. Get out there and enjoy this absolutely awesome day. Thank you guys. And until next time, this is Van Hargis with Van Hargis Horsemanship.